608-774-7241 or go online, MadisonWeightLoss.com. That's MadisonWeightLoss.com. Results may vary.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Your home for everything Badgers. This is 1310 WIBA Madison, an iHeart radio station. Talking Golf at TPC Wisconsin is on the air. Talking Golf is brought to you by American Family Insurance, TPC Wisconsin, Oak Park Place, Wild Rock Golf Club, Zimbrick Mercedes-Benz of Madison, also University Ridge Golf Course, Ridge Top Exteriors, Cleary Building Corp., and Nevada Bobs. Now from the new home of TPC Wisconsin in Madison, here are the hosts of Talking Golf. Member of the Wisconsin Golf Hall of Fame, the legendary Dennis Tiziani, longtime Madison sportscaster Paul Braun, and Wisconsin sports veteran and statewide radio host Mike Heller.
And we welcome you back into TPC, our second edition of Talking Golf for the year. I'm Mike Heller. Paul Braun is on screen. So is Dennis Tiziani. He wrote that intro, legendary. That's the word he included in that.
He insisted that legendary be there.
Legendary, all right.
Well, we continue on. Weather is good in Wisconsin for golf. We've had that. It's been a windy spring. Steve finished in the top 10 over the weekend. The news of the week is Steve did not decide to go on and play in the PGA Championship on a tour. He is going to pull back just a little bit because of heavy schedule, and he's talked about that heavy schedule. And you got to understand where you are, right?
Well, that's what we talked about. You know, 4 rounds, and then 4 rounds again, think he can be at. And, you know, he just got off of the sore back stuff.
Yeah.
And there's been other things in his life with his dad passing on, things like that. These are all things that he needs to address. You cannot operate at that level that he was operating on for a long period of time. You got to go there, back off, and start over again.
Yeah.
You'll never keep that up. Nobody does that.
Well, and he's got another major to defend in 2 weeks,
Yeah.
and then the AmFam Championship, of which he's defending his title there. So it's a full, busy schedule that he's already got going on, and we'll hope to visit with Steve next week on the show.
And Dennis, you talk about that at times. People sometimes have a tendency to forget these people have lives too. In other words, what you're saying, and there's an awful lot of things going on, and he's getting a little older and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So some of the priorities do change, don't they?
They do, but, you know, there's a difference in his. His family is in tune to his life. Different than we should be in tune to our family's life.
Yeah.
They're all in tune to what he's doing. His wife caddies for him, the kids caddy for him. They go on trips, so it's all part of that. But at some point in time, the mental aspect of playing the game deteriorates. That's what goes away. Physics, the physical part, you can talk about it, but after a while, I watch him. You know, we watch him on TV, and he has worse than no reaction. I mean, how did you play all them holes and make nothing but pars?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Something isn't right, you know?
Right.
So the will wasn't there, and how long has that been going on before he finally realized,
Yeah.
you know, okay, this is what I got to do. I got to get ready. And really playing at this course, it's too long.
Yeah.
I mean, he still hits it far enough, but 4 rounds of that, you know. And when you compete like he does, and he has a little bit of this Arnold Palmer thing. You know, Palmer was nervous. And I talked with him at great length about what he did. And what he would do is he believed that everything has energy around him.
Yeah.
And he would grasp the energy from that chicken over there, from this piece of leaf, and he would bring it inside of him. And what he was doing was to curb that anxiety, bringing that, and Steve has that same thing. He looks like nothing's going on. He's boiling inside.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
You know, don't think that there's nothing going on. But that's called being in the zone. You know, that's what they're doing. They're getting in that zone. What is that zone? It's that business there where the most important shot is the next shot, and you grind up for that next shot, and that's him. You know, if you watch him tie his shoes, if you watch him put his socks on, if you watch, you know, my brother makes that statement. You know, when we're putting stands in a tree, Nothing's going to happen till about the third time that he says to move it. And they all stand around and they go 1, 2, and then the third time, maybe we ought to put it here. Maybe we ought to do this. Well, look at what's happening. Maybe we got to take this trap and move it over here. Another $50 grand. Boop, 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 all over like that. But at the end of the day, you got to see some of the characters he makes out of matchsticks.
Sure.
He has some.
He's an artist.
Yeah. Well, he's an artist. That's what he is. Yeah. He's got that ability to do it. I'm so happy that he did that. I see he was out cutting grass already. So already he's gotten back to being on a tractor. And,
right.
Good stuff.
So we saw Rory win over the weekend. Maybe he's going to buy a house in Charlotte because all he's done when he plays in a tournament there is win. And now you get the major championship this week going to the Louisville area in Kentucky, a PGA championship. When I asked you this question last week, Dennis, when you see somebody that's playing at a high level, and Rory is one of the great players around and playing at a high level, I'm going to go back to the same question. What do you see when you see a guy like that who is in that zone?
You see, he now is getting used to a married life. He's getting used to this. Now, you can take some other guys, Jordan Spieth, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And who's the Thomas?
Yeah, Justin Thomas.
These guys here have another life.
Yeah.
And they've got, now they're finding out how strong their will is. Now, with this guy, he's got it. Now he's adjusted to what's going on, and he gets everything lined up, and they'll move together. But when you have these pulls, difficult to do. And now you're taking that pull because you can't tell me they're out there for 4 or 5 hours and not thinking about, he's my little boy and this and that, and what's he doing, and I'm not there, and I'm missing a birthday. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That all takes it away.
But 8 under par on 8 holes is pretty incredible, isn't it?
Oh, well, yeah, how about this young guy that shot 58?
Yeah.
Oh, and how about these 16-year-old kids, 10 under, making the cut? And I teach some of these guys here, and I lost that long drive contest, Coach. You did? I said, I lost it by a yard. I said, you did? Well, how far did you hit it? He says 346. 17 years old. I mean, it's not the same as it was. Not the same at all.
I got to follow up to that, just out of curiosity. When you have somebody that's in a zone like Rory is right now, and the PGA will be held this weekend, there's probably half the field that can hit the 300-plus yard drive. But when you have somebody like that, that's in that kind of a zone and is playing as a competitive player, you know what your limitations are. Obviously, the only approach you can take is I'm going to do the best I can, but he goes into that with a lot of people thinking this guy's the guy that's going to win it, right? Or at least be competitive and on top.
He's in, but he was very much active, and I don't want to go there, very much active in this live golf thing.
Yep.
So this was a pull, okay?
Yeah.
And when you see your they're very close out there. You don't want one of your competitors criticizing you and stuff like that, or coming to you. I mean, get out of my life. I don't want to talk about this. I'm busy doing this. Well, it's going away. It's going to find its way here somehow, where it'll be good for all people. But like I told you before, these guys that they're taking, these guys that are also Rans.
Yeah.
There's new kids coming up.
Sure there are.
And this game of golf is going to look at that. I look at that list. I don't know anybody on that list.
Yeah.
10 people. I don't know any of them. 17 under, 16 under. Holy man. So I'm so happy that, golf is bigger than all these people. The game is bigger than these people. Tiger Woods finding it out. The game is big. It's gonna get better, even though he's not in the tournament. Now all of a sudden he's trying to get into the tournament, be part of what's big.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're in a good sport that'll be here for a long time. I'm so happy that the women's part is picking up. Mm-hmm. As you know, I'm very much going with the girls' golf teams and stuff like that. But I see these players and how good they are.
Yeah.
I mean, really, and they're not all foreigners anymore.
No, right? Yeah.
You got some American, and it's going to get better as we go on.
Let me ask you something that can translate from...
What is this, my show today?
Yeah,
or what?
sort of. Let me ask you something that can translate from tournament golf into just casual golf.
Yeah.
So Paul was talking about Rory and his length off the tee, and if Rory plays with somebody that doesn't have that length, the importance of staying in yourself to play your own game can also happen on a Saturday morning here or at the Municipal when you're paired up with somebody and they hit it on a Saturday morning 270 and you can only hit a 230. People get out of their game trying to keep up. What's been your advice to those people who have a hard time staying in their own shoes and they want to compete with the person that's teeing off next to them?
Well, that's what you have to do. The thinking should be this: how far is it to the hole?
Yeah.
That's only thing should be in your mind is how far it is. That mind will control that. There's one thing about you cannot control what this guy is doing over here.
Can't play defense.
You can't control what he's doing. He's off and running, but you'll know where your strength is. I've got to get this ball somewhere within 100 yards of this hole because, this. And then when you work on your game, then you're going to start working on the scoring aspect.
Yeah.
That's inside of 90 yards, see? And then how to putt, because if you can putt, you can play. If you can't putt, well,
sure,
there's the margin. And the difference between Corey, look at what he made. How many feet of putt he made in this?
Yeah.
I mean,
well,
come
and
on.
the game can be intimidating, and people get intimidated by length.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody hits at 270, and you can only hit at 220. It can be intimidating. So there is a
Well, the game is bigger than most people, Anyway, I mean, the business of playing, it's enjoyment.
Yeah.
And you have to have the ability to laugh at the dumbness that you do.
Yeah, right.
You have to have that ability, but you also have to go ahead and play to your strength.
Yeah.
And don't be. But I still think people have to learn about the physics of the game.
Right.
Not think about feel. I feel this. I feel that. What the hell you feel this?
Yeah.
You got to get the physics right.
And on our second show, we haven't really talked at length about some things that have gone on here at TPC. It's certainly coming into fruition. There's a lot of things that have happened, but there's a couple of new ones as well. People that drive into TPC, Wisconsin, they see a nice short game range that's coming up. Talk briefly about that, Dennis.
That's a big item. It's part of our learning center because, as we just talked about, it's that short game, especially here now.
Sure.
What am I going to do with these things here? People are now getting smarter. They're using like you do, use a 3-wood off there instead of trying to putt it up those slopes. They're using the. But this will be really something. But here's a big item. We have people that like to come here, and 18 holes maybe isn't it. But I can see them going over there and spending a half hour over there, coming in here and sit down and BS.
Yeah.
And get a big enjoyment. And then either way you do it, all the way over and loosen up to the golf. It's beautiful over there now, that new stuff.
We're talking about the long game.
It's fabulous.
The golf
you come
range.
back, you can chip, and you come back to this putting green, 10,000 square foot putting green. And then if you really feel like it, you go out to play 3-4 holes.
Yeah.
How good is that? A guy can burn up an hour and a half. He goes out there, plays 2-3 holes, it's done. And the nice part about it, you'll see it, takes his wife out there. Mm-hmm. His kids out there. I've never seen so many couples here.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
There's no doubt about that.
And happy. And kids. And the woman says, Coach, I really feel comfortable here, and I feel safe.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a win.
I got him right now,
But there is a couple of other projects you're going to work on, and the Learning Center is going to be starting to be built very soon.
First week
and then the
first week in
exterior
June.
of the building is also going to
First
be
week in
worked
June, all that together. The tee is in. The place where the Learning Center is. The other tee is the other side, not the Learning Center side, but the other side is done now. It's seeded. It's growing in. There's green grass. There's the concrete pads are there, beautiful. 25 stalls there's there. The Learning Center, like we had before, is still going to be there, but now the new one is, those stalls are 28 feet wide, 14 feet high, 18 feet deep. So you can go there with your wife and your boy, girl, your kids, and I'll just close the door.
Yeah.
And here you go. I got this all by myself. See?
Right.
And I can stay there and do it. And it's great. And inside is all the TrackMan and all that sort of stuff. So
technology.
Right. And people today, that's what
They
they're
wanna
going
see
by.
it.
They
Yeah.
want to see it and they want to see this and people, as you know, in the sales process, they want the information. I'll make my own decision. Don't try to sell me. Just give me the information and I'll make my own decision.
Yeah.
And in our teaching is the same way, give them the information and when you're starting to get to them, they start to talk back. As soon as that person talks back, boy, we're good. Now we're conversing.
We're going to talk to Nate Pokrass later in the show today.
Good boy. He's a good guy.
Yeah,
tournament director at AmFam Championship, which is just 3 weeks away.
Yeah, I know.
One thing that I want to ask Dennis before we take a break, and that is Mike and I were talking about this the other day. From his front yard in the grass to that range, the short range is probably about 70 yards, 60 yards.
Oh, sure, yeah. 60.
And from my location, I'm about 150. How much trouble would we get in if we hit one from
You're not going to
there?
get good by osmosis. You're going to have to go out there and practice. You got just because you live here don't mean nothing.
You think?
But it's going to be cool for you.
Yeah,
and
it is.
cool for you.
Yeah.
No kidding.
You know, you get done it just before dark. I want to go chip a few.
Yeah.
So if he ever hears, hey, there's people hitting the ball,
from their
range,
yard onto the
he's going to go, it's either Heller or Braun.
Well, yeah, and I'm going to look at you first, Paul. I'll point over in your direction.
That's right.
So we are going to talk later on the show with Nate Pokrass. We'll hear from Travis Becker on the instruction side, a little Bobbi Stricker diary, the first of those coming in on the show today. And Gary D'Amato's coming up in our next segment. And among other things, I want to get in. Let me just start on a rule thing before we take a break and then bring Gary in on the other side.
But don't give the full explanation.
Well, no, this one I wanted to get Dennis a little fired up. So if there was a rule in this game, and you like the rules, there aren't that many of them, although they do get complicated on the variations of them. But one that comes up most often is a tee shot hit in the fairway that ends up in either a sand repaired divot or an actual divot. Right. The rule says play it as it lies.
It's wrong.
Whoa.
The rule
We'll
is
have
wrong.
him. There you go.
Yeah, there it is. It's wrong. We're going to talk about that and maybe a couple other rules that Dennis is not going to say are wrong, like footprints in a bunker.
Too bad. Play it.
Too bad.
They call it a trap for a
Don't
reason.
hit it there. Don't hit it there.
That's right. Hit it.
Okay. We'll visit. Gary D'Amato will join us on the other side. We'll go deeper into some of the rules and talk with Gary about what's going on in golf. We'll do that in a couple of minutes here at TPC Wisconsin. This is Talking Golf.
Your golf game need a pick-me-up? It's one-stop shopping only at Nevada Bob. Joel and his crew can equip you, dress you, teach you, and here's the best part. New or used, clubs, shoes, bags, carts, apparel, balls, you name it, and they got it. Isn't that right, Joel?
Your game, your store, always at the best price.
Watch some of the greatest names in golf history, including tournament host Steve Stricker, at the American Family Insurance Championship at University Ridge Golf Course, Friday, June 7th through Sunday, June 9th. Tournament week includes an exciting concert featuring 3-time Grammy Award-winning Train on Friday, June 7th at Bree Stevens Field. Proceeds support the Steve Stricker American Family Insurance Foundation and the American Family Children's Hospital. Get your tickets at amfamchampionship.com. That's amfamchampionship.com.
TPC Wisconsin offers fantastic facilities for the whole family. They not only provide members with 18 holes of an elite golfing caliber challenge, but an Olympic-sized swimming pool, spacious accommodations for family gatherings, weddings, corporate business meetings, and a variety of programs for the junior golfers. Question is, are you up for the TPC Wisconsin fantastic facilities? Now's the time to tee up a TPC membership. Call 608-249-1000.
Relationships.
Building them.
Making them last a lifetime.
Since 1978, Cleary has worked to develop true relationships with you, our customers. Hi, I'm Sean Cleary, president of Cleary Building Corp. Relationships are what drive our success. So whether you are looking at storage for your toys or a new ag building, we hope to exceed your expectations each time we serve you. We are here for every stage of your life. Build your dreams today at clearybuilding.com.
Now is the time to take the short drive to Wild Rock Golf Club and experience championship golf in the heart of Wisconsin. Located in the Wisconsin Dells, this Herdston Fry masterpiece offers stunning views from elevated tee boxes with greens that roll fast and true. Cut from the natural beauty of the Dells, Wild Rock is sure to dazzle your senses. Secluded and sheltered from the outside world, Wild Rock is unlike any place you've played before. Come be part of the Wild Rock experience by booking your tee time online today at wildrockgolf.com, wildrockgolf.com.
Are you in need of expert exterior renovations? Look no further than Ridgetop Exteriors. For over 22 years, we've been the trusted name in roofing, siding, windows, doors, and gutter replacements. With a track record of excellence on our Google reviews, we take pride in transforming houses into dream homes. Visit us today at ridgetopexteriors.com for a free consultation. That's ridgetopexteriors.com. Ridgetop Exteriors, your trusted local affordable partners.
Your golf game need a pick-me-up? It's one-stop shopping only at Nevada Bob. Joel and his crew can equip you, dress you, teach you, and here's the best part. New or used, clubs, shoes, bags, carts, apparel, balls, you name it, and they got it. Isn't that right, Joel?
Your game, your store, always at the best price.
Rules situation here in a discussion with Dennis, and one that he doesn't agree with. So,
well, let's start with. I was a little surprised that he agreed with the first one, and agreed from where I am. So, Gary D'Amato, you deal with golfers all the time, and the casual golfers as well as the professionals. And one of the rules that bothers many players, both at the pro and amateur level, is when you hit it in the fairway and it ends up in a divot or a repaired divot, and the rule is play it as it lies. What's the consensus among players on that rule, and do you agree with it?
Well, the guys I play with, I just move it out of the divot and play away.
There's a simple answer. You bet.
Yeah, but I've always maintained that it should be ground under repair. It's a hole in the fairway that normally wouldn't be there if not for a club digging a hole. And so isn't that the definition of ground under repair, that you have to fill it with sand, with a sand seed mix to correct the divot, the divot. So
and I'm in your
repair is what I see.
Yeah, I'm in your camp. So is Dennis. But the question now, I'm going to play the devil's advocate side. At what point is it still a divot if it's starting to repair itself? And now it's just a grass depression with some new grass growing in there, but it's not there yet. Dennis gives a little head shake. What does that mean?
Well, it's a divot.
Okay.
If it's not the way it's supposed to be, you don't have access to the ball, it's a divot. But local rules supersede those other rules.
Yeah.
So make it a local rule at your place if that's what you'd like to. That's what you should do.
Sure.
And that's the right thing to do. I thought you said Gary didn't know anything about golf, but
I didn't say that.
That was pretty good that you did that.
I wouldn't say that, Gary D'Amato.
That was pretty good.
Let me ask you about. You did the induction interview with Steve Stricker at the Wisconsin Athletic Hall of Fame about 3 weeks ago, and I wanted to get here last week and we didn't. So I want to ask you now. One of the questions you asked him was about if he would captain the Ryder Cup again, and I thought it got really interesting when you furthered the question and asked, what if he were asked to captain an overseas version of the Cup? Take us through that little give and take, because I thought that was interesting.
Well, it was really interesting. Before we went out there, Steve said, Gary, keep it light, because, he was going to get emotional at a Hall of Fame induction.
Sure.
And so I tried to keep it light. I thought that was a softball question, kind of, because he's been asked that, several times over the years. I asked him about a future captaincy in the afterglow of their victory at Whistling Straits when they were all in the team room and half the players were giddy and drunk. And and I asked Steve if he'd be interested in doing it again, and he said, no, I've had my shot. This is it. I'm done. I'm glad it went this way, but I'm done. And he's been asked that a couple more times, in recent years, and has always said no. So I was really interested. I was taken aback, actually, when he said, we have a lot of trouble winning overseas. It's a big challenge, and it might be a challenge that I'd be willing to embrace. And that surprised me.
You've got a couple of other rules that you want to talk about, but can I ask one follow-up question on divots?
Yeah.
I don't think everybody knows. How do you repair a divot?
Well, if it's bent grass, you replace the divot because bent grass will grow in, and it'll go in. What should happen, but I'm seeing, put the divot back and then put the sand around the edge.
Because not everybody does it the same way.
No, well, because they're taught, got a divot, don't you? Just put the sand in top with the seed. No, put the divot back. Now, bluegrass.
In the rough.
Bluegrass.
Typically, yep.
What's the grass in the
Bermuda.
south? Bermuda. Once you cut that, it's never going to grow again.
Yeah.
So that's one that you would replace back. But bent grows back. If you get a divot, just put it back, step on it a little bit. If you've got some sand, just put it around the edges, because bent grass is a creeper, and it'll go right across there. No trouble at all.
Yeah. Gary, let's jump back in. I know you had a little piece about, we were just talking about rules violations. One of them was the story that you guys had online about the open qualifier and a player who hit a shot too early after a delay that they were sent back out on the course. Tell us the story.
There was a golfer from Northwestern, originally from Scotland, but goes to school at Northwestern, good player named Niles Donegan. And I happened to, they had the restart after about a 3-hour rain delay, and all the players were out on the course. And I saw his golf bag, at the clubhouse, and I thought, that's weird. He should be out there playing. He was leading, actually, when they got pulled off the course. He was 2 under after 5 holes. And he walks out of the clubhouse, and I introduced myself. I said, why aren't you out there? And he said, well, I got disqualified because I hit a shot before the horn blew to resume play. And he was DQ'd for that. I'm sure it's happened before in the history of golf, but I'd never heard that one. That was a new one to me.
What's the rule? The rule is you got to wait. But being at Northwestern, I can understand. If it was Wisconsin, he would never have happened. No, I'm kidding you. But that's the rule. You cannot do that. And
when many rules?
When the horn blows, you're allowed to finish.
You can finish the hole that you're on.
If the horn blows, then you can do that. But when you start, you start. You can't get out there any early. It's just the rule.
Dennis, are there too many rules in golf? Would you change any or get rid of any?
No, there's only, about a half a dozen rules that really are rules of golf. There are rules that were made on the rules that were exceptions to those, where you get all these people who know what they're doing. And you look at that book, if you read it.
Well, Decisions on the Rules of Golf.
Decisions on the Rules of Golf is a book. That's a whole different ballgame than the rules.
Yeah.
The rules, you're talking 11 or so of the original rules. Well, those are decisions. And some of them are okay, but, it's the same old deal. You keep on doing it. You're going to wear this game out.
Sure.
Hit the ball, go find it, hit it again, put it in a hole, and go to the next hole. That's the game.
Well, hold on a second. If you can't find it, you got to go back to the tee, and it's a stroke and distance penalty.
Well, that's the difference. Don't hit it over there.
Hey, Gary, what else is going on? We're getting into a really busy stretch, right? I mean, we have high school golf coming up here that is going to crown a champion in a short while. You got the AmFam Championship in just a few weeks down the road. I mean, now we're into your heyday. I mean, you guys are on the go doing a lot of stuff.
Absolutely. The championship tomorrow in Valhalla. I'm really sorry that Steve won't be there. I certainly understand why he withdrew. And also, NCAA Division I regionals are going on right now, and Cameron Hutz from Wisconsin leads the regional at West Lafayette. So, tons of stuff going on. Rob's going to be busy. Hernandez with high school stuff, too.
Yeah, let me finish on one other rule, and this is another one that people get bugged by, but when you're playing your casual round, people don't pay much attention to it. So you're in a bunker, and when you're in the bunker, the previous player might have built a stance in the bunker, dug their feet in, as they are allowed to do, but your ball rests in that spot. In tournament play, which it wouldn't happen, typically, caddy, somebody would break it, but if you're in a footprint, the rule says, again, play it as it lies, and as Dennis says, don't hit it there.
They call it a trap for a reason.
Gary, what do you see on that one?
Yeah, that's an interesting one. I would say in that case, play it as it lies, because the bunker is originally was supposed to be a hazard, although good players don't mind being in bunkers at all, as long as they're not in footprints. But if we have a half a minute, I want to tell you guys about one really interesting. You were talking about replaced divots. I witnessed at the Marquette Intercollegiate about 8 or 9 years ago. Bryson DeChambeau played at Erin Hills, and he was at SMU, played in the Marquette tournament. He was on the 14th hole at Erin Hills. He hit a shot from the fairway, and a rules official happened to be there watching and came down and said, Bryson, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to penalize you 2 strokes. And Bryson said, for what? And he said, well, you kicked a replaced divot out of the hole and built a stance. And Bryson said, I did no such thing. And he started arguing with the official, and the official said, well, I witnessed it. You removed the divot with your foot so you could get a better grip on the ground. And it was a big hoo-ha. At the end of the thing, Bryson and his coach were arguing with the rules officials, and ultimately he was penalized 2 strokes for building a stance, which pretty severe when he didn't even know he did it, but that's the rules.
Isn't that something? So, Dennis, that's one of them where you get into the intricacies of it. You cannot build a stance. So if you kick out an existing divot that somebody replaced, but it's now loose, and your stance is on it, you can't move it, which is such a peculiar kind of dumb rule concept, no?
Well, where was the guy from who made the ruling?
Well,
that's what I'm
there we go.
We won't go there, but some of these guys are trying to prove something. They're better off watching the game. That's right.
Gary, what can you want to plug? Anything? You guys have some stuff coming up that you want to promote a little bit?
Yeah, I would promote Rob Hernandez. He's going to be going crazy the next few weeks with conference tournaments and regionals, sectionals, and state boys golf. So stay tuned to Wisconsin.golf for a lot of high school results. That's what I would say.
Very good.
Gary? I think that he should be commended, this whole group, for making this golf, and keeping everybody informed. Otherwise, we wouldn't get it.
The only
that group is phenomenal in doing it. Yeah. And don't tell Hernandez I told you this either, because
I won't.
No, I mean he tried to
call him when we leave here and let him know.
He tried to buy a cap here, and that cap couldn't fit his head. It's so big,
Dennis never has a long-term memory of anything.
No,
he had a little misunderstanding with Rob. What, 25, 30 years ago?
With what, Rob?
He doesn't he's not going to recant that.
Oh, yeah. Well, he didn't.
We're going to take a break.
Yeah, good deal. Hey, Gary D'Amato, thank you. We appreciate you. It's always good to visit with you.
Yeah, we did.
Thanks, guys.
We'll be back at TPC Wisconsin after this timeout.
Watch some of the greatest names in golf history, including tournament host Steve Stricker, at the American Family Insurance Championship at University Ridge Golf Course, Friday, June 7th through Sunday, June 9th. Tournament week includes an exciting concert featuring 3-time Grammy Award-winning Train on Friday, June 7th at Bree Stevens Field. Proceeds support the Steve Stricker American Family Insurance Foundation and the American Family Children's Hospital. Get your tickets at amfamchampionship.com. That's amfamchampionship.com.
University Ridge has been the proud host of the American Family Insurance Championship since 2016. We've enjoyed working with the American Family team to create 9 years of magical moments at University Ridge. Open to the public and consistently considered one of the best values in the country, University Ridge is the place for golf in southern Wisconsin. Book your tee time up to 90 days out online at universityridge.com. Play where the Badgers and the pros play, University Ridge.
Are you in need of some rehabilitation to get you back on your feet after a fall or surgery? This is Paul Braun with Oak Park Place. Make a call to Oak Park Place Rehabilitation to develop a customized plan with their highly trained therapy staff. Whether it's inpatient or out, they will work with your physician to get you back on your feet fast. Located on the east and west side of Madison and in Janesville, Oak Park Place Senior Living. Visit oakparkplace.com to learn more.
Why drive an ordinary car when for the same monthly payment you could be driving something extraordinary? Aaron Perkins, General Manager, Zimbrick.
It's 608-271-3333. All right, it was just ringing and ringing.
Affordable. Discover the value for yourself. Stop in and test drive a Mercedes-Benz, Audi, or Porsche today. Visit Zimbrick European and find out why leasing the car of your dreams makes so much sense.
TPC Wisconsin offers fantastic facilities for the whole family. They not only provide members with 18 holes of an elite golfing caliber challenge, but an Olympic-sized swimming pool, spacious accommodations for family gatherings, weddings, corporate business meetings, and a variety of programs for the junior golfers. Question is, are you up for the TPC Wisconsin fantastic facilities? Now's the time to tee up a TPC membership. Call 608-249-1000.
Crepes. Do you spend more time searching for your ball than actually playing? Well, listen up. Cleary has the perfect solution for you. The Cleary Golf Getaway is the perfect addition to any commercial or storage building. Picture this. Your custom getaway complete with a fresh-cut putting green and a clubhouse so cozy you'll make it your second home. Hi, I'm Sean Cleary. We all need a little getaway, so why not go for the green with a new Cleary building?
Back with you at TPC Wisconsin. Mike Heller along with Paul Braun and Dennis Tiziani. And we welcome in Nate Pokrass, the tournament director for the MFAM Championship coming up in, oh boy, it's quick here, 3 weeks from now at University Ridge, going on in Madison. Nate, remind our listeners, what year is this of the MFAM Championship?
This will be our 8th tournament. Yeah, we're looking forward to it. First year was 2016, and here we are. We had the 1 year break in COVID.
Right.
Looking forward to beginning our 8th AmFam champ.
What a fantastic job that you and your staff have done from the very beginnings of it. And when you get this close to it, now that you're just a few weeks away from it, what's the biggest challenge? What's left to work on? What keeps you awake?
You know, everything comes together at this point, whether it's bringing together all our sponsor elements and ticketing to, of course, on-course construction. We're creating a sports venue from the ground up. So everything the fan or the sponsor, players, caddies, media, anybody attending, we're building that from the ground up. So what you feel like when you go to Camp Randall Stadium or the Kohl Center, or American Family Field over in Milwaukee, we're needing to create that from scratch. So that entire experience from when you leave your house to when you get to the venue, creating all those places to watch golf and have all the amenities, we're putting that all together as we speak. And we work through that, and we can control almost everything. One element we can't control is Mother Nature, but certainly we're progressing really well right now.
And, Nate, one of the changes that's going to be made this year for the fans that are going to the tournament, you'll have an opportunity, if you're in the right spot, to watch every shot that Steve Stricker hits in that tournament this year. Tell us a little bit about that and how'd that all come about?
Yeah, as we were looking each year, we're always trying to enhance the fan experience, and we know majority of our fans are coming to watch Steve Stricker, and that's a great piece. But a number of them will follow him around the entire golf course, but a number will watch him just tee off on one, and then they'll go to the back nine and watch golf the rest of the day and wait for him to come to that point. And as we talked with the PGA Tour, we wanted to find a way to showcase his entire round. So we'll have a full camera crew from the Golf Channel following every shot throughout the round, and then we'll broadcast that throughout the golf course on our video boards and our fan venues, hospitality venues. They'll have that in-house feed to be able to see his entire round, and then so whether you're watching on the 14 green, 15 tee, 18 green, you're going to be able to not only watch the action of golf on the hole you're specifically watching, but watch all of Steve's rounds, whether it's on the television or on the video boards throughout the golf course. And we're the first one on the PGA Tour Champions to bring this to life. If you watch PGA Tour golf, sure, there's a number of featured groups that you'll be able to see online or through the PGA Tour app, but that hasn't been done yet on the PGA Tour Champions. We're taking that initiative through the support of American Family Insurance in the tournament. We're going to bring that to life for our fans and create that great experience for everybody at University Ridge Golf Course.
Talking to Nate Pokrass of the AmFam Championship coming up at University Ridge just in a few weeks. It's more than the tournament. It always has been the benevolent side, the give-back side, but also the week of. There's a Pro-Am, there are pairings parties, there's a concert on Friday night, there's a celebrity group out there Saturday. So it's more than just the tournament, and I think that's one of the great appeals to what happens that weekend.
It really is. It's a week-long celebration in Madison, and as you touched on, a number of events and partnerships at the golf course, whether it's Pro-Am opportunities for our sponsors to play golf with the PGA Tour champions. We have collaborative partnerships with the First Tee of South Central Wisconsin and the Wisconsin PGA section, hosting events for them during the week. And then you touched on, of course, great tournament golf action, but you touched on the concert and some other fun activities throughout the week. And in the end, all the proceeds from all those events go right back to charity, and I know that's certainly a reason why everybody can find a way to support and engage throughout the week. And, of course, I did touch this on, we opened the week with a 5K run at University Golf Course, too. So even if golf isn't your initial passion, but you're into fitness and running, there's certainly a way to get involved in the tournament as well.
Nate, when you were named to be in charge of the tournament, and you reflect a little bit, this will be the last year at UW Ridge and that kind of thing, and sometime maybe when you're sitting by yourself at home relaxing or whatever, and you think about what that job was and what it was going to entail and where it's progressed to, is there anything that pops into your mind instantly as, wow, I can't really believe that has gone way beyond your expectations of what you had at that time?
You know, when you reflect back, and you can touch on this in most aspects, whether events, activities, it's the people. And I've been fortunate to be around a great group of individuals who are just dedicated to making this AmFam championship outstanding and great. And no matter where we've turned, everybody's given their 110% support and given everything they've gotten. And certainly I've been surrounded by outstanding individuals who are passionate, work hard, and love the challenge. And then it doesn't go unnoticed either are thousands of volunteers that we get every year who are dedicating their time. And just being around great people has really made this tournament what it is, and it's what it's going to make it as well in the future.
Nate, last quick one. We're still waiting on one piece of information, right, on that celebrity group on Saturday. There's still a hold there.
We're working on it. It's always a challenge bringing people together.
Right.
We have one day a year out of 365, and we're still on it, and we look forward to sharing the news pretty soon.
Very good. Nate, you do a fantastic job. It's always a pleasure of ours to get to visit with you. We'll look forward to seeing you at University Ridge in just a few weeks.
Not bad for a left-hander.
Appreciate the time. Look forward to seeing you both soon.
You were left-handed? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh,
he complimented you, Nate. You ought to really be happy with that, because he never compliments a left-hander.
Hey, well, I'll take it when I get it.
That's right. Very good. Nate, thank you. I always appreciate it. Nate Pokrass at the AmFam Championship coming up in a couple of weeks. When we come back, Travis Becker, Director of Instruction here, we'll go through the lesson T, and a little bit later on we'll hear from Bobbi Stricker and her diary. As we continue from TPC Wisconsin, this is Talkin' Golf.
Your golf game need a pick-me-up? It's one-stop shopping only at Nevada Bob. Joel and his crew can equip you, dress you, teach you, and here's the best part. New or used, clubs, shoes, bags, carts, apparel, balls, you name it, and they got it. Isn't that right, Joel?
Your game, your store, always at the best price.
Watch some of the greatest names in golf history, including
Could
tournament
you
host Steve
try and
Stricker
turn
at
up
the American Family
the
Insurance
output there? You guys were
Championship
coming
at
in a little bit
University Ridge
quiet.
Golf Course, Friday, June 7th through Sunday, June 9th. Tournament week includes an exciting
Thanks.
concert featuring 3-time Grammy Award-winning Train on Friday, June 7th at Bree Stevens Field. Proceeds support the Steve Stricker American Family Insurance Foundation and the American Family Children's Hospital. Get your tickets at amfamchampionship.com. That's amfamchampionship.com.
Now is the time to take the short drive to Wild Rock Golf Club and experience championship golf in the heart of Wisconsin. Located in the Wisconsin Dells, this Herdston Fry masterpiece offers stunning views from elevated tee boxes with greens that roll fast and true. Cut from the natural beauty of the Dells, Wild Rock is sure to dazzle your senses. Secluded and sheltered from the outside world, Wild Rock is unlike any place you played before. Come be part of the Wild Rock experience by booking your tee time online today at wildrockgolf.com, wildrockgolf.com.
Hi, it's Matt LePay, and if you're a homeowner, this message is for you. If you're tired of worrying about your roof, siding, or gutters, look no further than Ridgetop Exteriors. With over 22 years of experience, they've got you covered, literally. From roofing to siding, windows to doors, and everything in between, trust Ridgetop Exteriors to enhance your home's curb appeal and protect it from the elements. Call them today for a free consultation and experience the peace of mind that comes with quality craftsmanship. Get started at ridgetopexteriors.com.
Oak Park Place Memory Care Communities meet residents where they are in the journey with Alzheimer's and other form of dementia. This is Paul Braun for Oak Park Place. When you need to take that first step and learn more, turn to the experts at Oak Park Place. You'll meet a compassionate team who will help residents find purpose tailored to individual needs through a success-oriented program. Oak Park Place Senior Living. Visit oakparkplace.com to learn more. TPC Wisconsin is the Total People Center, offering you and your family a totally enjoyable experience. That includes a challenging 18-hole layout, a good variety of programs for junior golfers, indoor and outdoor tennis, athletic performance center, swimming pool, luxurious locker room, and spacious accommodations for family gatherings and weddings. TPC Wisconsin, a Total People Center and a complete game for the whole family. For membership details, call 608-249-1000.
Your golf game need a pick-me-up? It's one-stop shopping only at Nevada Bob. Joel and his crew can equip you, dress you, teach you, and here's the best part. New or used, clubs, shoes, bags, carts, apparel, balls, you name it, and they got it. Isn't that right, Joel?
Your game, your store, always at the best price.
TPC Wisconsin. I get the title right because they change around here from every now and then.
You did.
Okay.
You got it correct.
Good. Yeah, when we were getting ready to do this, one of the things I talked about with you on is different players are going to get different lessons based on where they are in their game. But there have to be some universals, right? Some absolutes. For a 6 handicap or a 16 handicap or a 20-plus handicap, when we talk about the universal elements in a golf lesson, where do we begin?
We begin with the basics before we even move the club. So looking at what we call the GPAs of the swing. So your grip, your posture, and your aim and alignment. That's always the best starting point. That's one similarity most of all good players have in common. And when we're working with a beginner, someone that has never played and developed the bad habits, that's right where we want to start, is get the hands on the club properly, get them into an athletic posture, make sure they know how to stand with aim and alignment, and then getting to make an athletic motion at the golf ball.
So different swings, different body types. You know, we talked about him a week ago, but Scotty Scheffler's got a lot of foot movement going on that is not something that you would specifically teach. You can go back in the day, a bigger player, somebody like a Roger Maltby, or some of the players that are bigger in stature, Colin Montgomery, and then guys like Jim Furyk. Many swing profiles are going to be drastically different, but there is a point from behind the ball and through the ball that is non-compromising, that has to be certain ways, right? What I don't know what you would call them, but the non-negotiables in a golf swing in the hitting area.
Right, and that's, going back to the ball flight laws. You can't argue a law, Tiz always taught me. So yeah. The club face has to be correct. The path has to be within a window. The attack angle, how the club is delivered into the golf ball, and then hitting it off the center of the club face. So most of the people, they may do different things to get the ball on the way, or to get the club on the way back in the backswing, but kind of coming into that impact position, that moment of truth, a lot of them are in very similar positions.
And this will be something we do down the road, but we see for those who watch golf on television, on the Champions Tour, the regular tour, the LPGA Tour, when we're watching it, many times when they show the practice tee, there's a coach out there with them. And I think one of the things that a lot of people would be surprised about is how basic that view is for the coach and the player, talking about those non-negotiables, the alignment, where are their feet, where are they actually positioned to. So when you take a 5 or a 6 handicap or a 16 to a 20 handicap, you're starting still in the same place, correct?
Correct, definitely. And again, you can go from instructor to coach in some cases, where a beginner player, you're more of an instructor, and a better player, you're more of a coach. And you're working with that better player. They obviously have done some good things to get to the level they're at. So we don't really want to necessarily make too many drastic changes. But it's little tweaks here and there, and it could be a ball position is off an inch, or your left foot is too open, or you're too close with your stance, or your forearms are not lined up correctly.
Sure.
So a lot of times it's finding the simple things.
For most golfers that have taken a lesson after they have played a couple of times, what you ask them to do, they'll reflect back to you, that's uncomfortable. That's not how, it doesn't feel right. There is a learning curve to that process. How does that play? How do you see that?
I definitely see that, and I preach a lot to my students. You may take one step back, but hopefully you jump forward 4 or 5.
Yeah.
And it's knowing when to practice, how to practice, where to practice. It's not take a lesson then go to the first tee and think you're going to work on it. It has to be done properly and in the right sequence, where you are maybe hitting 5 balls and you're working on that one thing, then you take a break. And then you come back and relearn that same feel again for another 5 balls. And we found 4 sets of 5 balls. and doing 2 or 3 swings per ball is a quicker way to learn it versus just going on the golf course and trying to think of everything and have success.
And learning how to learn, right?
Correct.
So when you're teaching somebody and you're doing that 4 sets of 5, when they make the mistake and the ball goes, they top one or they hit it dead right, it's learning what led to that so that when I'm out on the practice tee and you're nowhere to be found and I do that twice in a row, I go, okay, well, this is what must be happening, right? That's how that plays?
Correct. You know, our goal as coaches and instructors is always to get the player to become their best coach. And to do that, they have to understand some of the laws and what causes some of the mishits and then know how to pivot and develop a different feel and probably a different thought over the ball when they're hitting it.
Yeah, and I want to go back to one of those, when you talked about Tiz, so you can't argue the law. The law of physics in the flight of a golf ball is real. Like, it's not. It is, again, a law. It's not negotiable. If the ball starts straight and goes to the right, path was going to be pretty good, right, initially. But the club face must have been open for the ball to slice or fade. All those basics never change.
Correct. So, again, going back to Tiz, one of my mentors here, so it's always your hands, will take care of the shape and the trajectory of the golf ball, which is the club face. And your shoulders at impact is always your path, determine how you use your footwork. So we stick with those principles as instructors here because it has had success over the years where we can get to a lot of these problems a lot quicker.
Last one for you as we work through the spring season. Many of the students you teach, especially the young ones, are playing through their high school season. The boys in the spring, the girls do their high school competitive in the fall. So this is a busy time for you, even with players that are in tournaments, because they want to tweak some things. They did something today they don't want to do when they play again later in the week. How much tweaking can you do between a competitive round and another competitive round, or the casual round and another one?
Great question. We do a lot of the technical swing work in the winter months, in the off season. This time of year, it is little tweaks, and it's a lot of stuff is done on the golf course versus the golf range, where we're putting them in situations, and a lot of it's the mental side of it and how they approach it. So it's definitely a different animal when we're talking in season versus out of season.
Travis Becker, the Director of Instruction at TPC Wisconsin. We do this every week, and you can reach out to them. It is a private club, but the lessons are all part of the public domain. So if you're looking to get better at the game, he's the guy to reach out to, and we will return with more in just a moment. This is Talking Golf.
Watch some of the greatest names in golf history, including tournament host Steve Stricker at the American Family Insurance Championship at University Ridge Golf Course, Friday, June 7th through Sunday, June 9th. Tournament week includes an exciting concert featuring 3-time Grammy Award-winning Train on Friday, June 7th at Bree Stevens Field. Proceeds support the Steve Stricker American Family Insurance Foundation and the American Family Children's Hospital. Get your tickets at amfamchampionship.com. That's amfamchampionship.com.
Why drive an ordinary car when for the same monthly payment, you could be driving something extraordinary? Aaron Perkins, General Manager, Zimbrick European. Imagine yourself behind the wheel of a Mercedes-Benz, Audi, or Porsche. More safety, performance, and luxury, and way more fun. And getting more costs less than you think. Zimbrick European makes leasing affordable. Discover the value for yourself. Stop in and test drive a Mercedes-Benz, Audi, or Porsche today. Visit Zimbrick European and find out why leasing the car of your dreams makes so much sense.
University Ridge has been the proud host of the American Family Insurance Championship since 2016. We've enjoyed working with the American Family team to create 9 years of magical moments at University Ridge. Open to the public and consistently considered one of the best values in the country, University Ridge is the place for golf in southern Wisconsin. Book your tee time up to 90 days out online at universityridge.com. Play where the Badgers and the pros play, University Ridge.
Would you like more time to focus on your hobbies and less time with keeping up with your home? This is Paul Brown for the Arbor's Independent Living at Oak Park Place. Contact the leasing team at Oak Park Place to find out how you can live your best life doing the things you enjoy with neighbors that quickly become friends at the Arbors Independent Living at Oak Park Place on Madison's East Side and in Janesville. Live life, live well. Visit oakparkplace.com to learn more.
Hi, I'm Sean Cleary. When you construct a Cleary building, you become part of the amazing Cleary team we are so proud of. One thing to be aware of is when it's golf season, our team has a tendency to switch to golf lingo on the job site.
Jim, you better take a mulligan on that.
Rest assured you are still getting the best quality, the best. Hey, is that crane getting close to? 4! Go for the green with a new Cleary building, like the one at TPC, Wisconsin.
If you're a golfer who likes a challenge, consider being a member at TPC Wisconsin. The course provides you with a very challenging 18-hole layout that makes you think before you hit your next shot. After your round, you can relax at the completely renovated clubhouse. The new facility includes 3 restaurants, tennis courts, driving range, and programs for juniors, plus other great amenities. Are you up for the TPC Wisconsin Challenge? For details on becoming a member, 608-249-1000.
Hi guys, this is Bobbi, and I'm here with my little sister Izzy. I'm so excited that I get to share some of my golf life with everyone this summer through the radio show. Currently, Izzy and I are in Illinois. We play in a U.S. Open qualifier tomorrow for the U.S. Women's Open that's being held in Pennsylvania at the end of the month. This qualifier tomorrow is 36 holes. You play with the same people all day. You finish your first 18 holes, I think you get like 20, 30 minutes to just kind of, eat lunch, and then you go right back out again to finish the next 18. We're, I think, one of the last qualifiers for the tournament. They've been happening all last month and obviously this month, all across the country, and I think there were a couple globally too, out of the States, so we're really excited. Like I said, we played a practice round today at Briarwood Country Club is where we're going to be playing tomorrow. And Iz and I, we did it together. I'm going to ask Izzy about it though. Practice rounds are interesting and they're just different than really any other round of golf that we play. But can you explain just what a practice round is and kind of how you go about it?
Yeah, so personally, I like to take it more as like I'm touring the course almost, not so much playing it. Mm-hmm. I never keep score, and I don't feel like anyone does.
No.
But I really focus on like some quirky things around the greens, and obviously the undulations on the greens. Mm-hmm. And I putt a lot, I chip a lot, and just a lot of mental notes. Check the wind, like what wind will be if it's a couple days each day, and kind of note that in my yardage book, write down clubs that I hit. Mm-hmm. Just a lot of note taking, and it can get long, but I just try to take it all in.
Yeah, that's good. 36 holes tomorrow. You have done it once. Obviously, a lot of holes.
I've had a caddy the last time. This time is my first time pushing my own clubs.
Okay.
For 36.
So, just your mentality kind of going into tomorrow, knowing that you have 36 holes to play.
I definitely don't let myself think ahead. Mm-hmm. Like I said, if you're on hole 5 and you're like, oh my gosh, I have 13 plus another 18, you can kind of go down a rabbit hole. But I try to enjoy it, and it's a big mental and physical test. You get really, really tired, but just try not to think about it. Bring snacks, water, and try to enjoy it.
Yep. Yeah, and we are expecting some rain, I think, tomorrow, which, we were talking about it in the car just a few minutes ago. That adds a whole nother element, but we're both really excited, super hopeful, obviously. We tee off 7:40 and I think 8:30, and we're hoping for the best. So this is the first week of this Bobbi's Diary, and like I said, I'm just super excited to be able to share kind of, what our golf life is. Assuming Izzy's going to be in a few more of these, but just kind of, behind the scenes look at our golf life. So thank you guys, and we'll see you next week.
And Grandpa's pretty proud. Thumbs
Well,
up on both of those. Huh? That's kind of cool, isn't it?
Well, it is. They both play really good. They're both serious about it. I know a little. I'm glad they're doing what they're doing so they can use it in their life. By the time they get to be, 30 years old, that life kicks in.
Sure.
And it's a tough deal, But they're very, very good.
Yeah. Fun to watch what they're doing and to hear from them, and they're both really good in sharing their experiences. So it's fun to see that, and we'll get to do that with Bobbi throughout the entire season.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
Yeah, she's going to do it every week. We've kind of opened it up. Mike and I sat down and talked to her and said, it's your life. What's happening? You tell us what you want. Along with Dave McCann, along with Mike Heller, Dennis Tiziani, I'm Paul Braun. Boy, that hour went fast here this time, and guess what? We'll be back
again next week.
Next week, Monday at 6 o'clock. So from TPC in Wisconsin, thanks for joining us, and that's Talking Golf for today.
That's cool.